Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to share with you what the top foundations are in my experience for people with combination and oily skin. So of all the many dozens of foundations that I have tried, these are the ones that help to last a long time, since oily skin tends to cause makeup that's on top of it to sort of shift and move later on in the day. And these are the foundations that help to reduce or combat the shininess that you get with oily skin. Now, a while back I did do a series of skincare videos for my Skin Talk series, which I hope to add more videos to soon, but I mentioned that because I did do a video dedicated to the best skincare for oily skin types. So if you would like to go there, good looking skin doesn't start with makeup or foundation. It really starts with taking care of your skin, just like any other part of your body, and with the type of skincare that you use. So if you want to go see that and get more information, you can click this video here. I will link that for you. But after that has been done, then the next step is makeup, I suppose. So to begin with, of course, you can use a primer if you want to, a mattifying primer, something that has a silicone and more of a mattifying effect to it. But I do want to mention and just say that there is nothing on the market that is going to prevent you from getting shiny or oily later on in the day. There are products that are better at delaying the shininess, but you can't stop your body's natural function and the way that you are, and you can't stop your pores from producing oil. That's genetic or hormonal, depending on your situation, and you're gonna have to blot later on in the day if you want something that you're gonna wear throughout the entire day. So don't put too much credit on advertisements or products that say that they will keep you matte all day long, or primers will keep you matte all day long. They'll combat shininess temporarily, but it's not something that can be for, a 12-hour day, unless you aren't really that, oily skinned, or you don't really have shine, and then of course you're already naturally sort of have a matte finish to your skin. But if you're truly someone with oily skin or combination skin with places of oiliness, you're going to have to repowder or touch up or blot the skin to combat that shininess and oiliness. So I want to give you options from a range of coverages, from light to heavy. So I will start with the lightest coverage. This is a product that I don't actually know if Revlon sells anymore. I purchased this a long time ago, and I'm sure you can find it on somewhere like Amazon. I'm sure that they will still have some of these in stock, and Revlon may still make this. I'm just not 100% sure because I haven't purchased it recently, but this is the Revlon Color Stay Active Light Makeup. So it is from the Color Stay line, but the coverage is much more natural. It is something that you can wear if you're someone who wears makeup out when you exercise or are outdoors. I certainly wouldn't recommend putting a full face of makeup on, although that is your personal choice, that's your life. But if you want something and opt for something at least much lighter, this is a great option, and it has SPF 25 in it, so it will help to protect the skin against sun exposure. So the actual shade that I have here is 02 Buff, which I'm assuming is the second lightest shade. It's a very thin cream formula, and it does give you noticeable coverage. It stays on the light side, but you can see up close that the finish is very natural, and it is a natural matte finish also. A good alternative if you can't get your hands on the Revlon Color Stay Active foundation is this BB cream from Maybelline. It's from the Dream line. This is the Pure BB. This is the one with the blue packaging and the one that has 2% salicylic acid treatment. There is a different one that does not have the matte finish that this one does. So if you are combo oily skin, go for this specific one. And this is, I've never purchased a second of any BB cream in my entire life. This is the only one, so that should I don't know, maybe give you a little bit of insight into what I think of this. It, again, has a very natural matte finish. It is lighter coverage than the Revlon Active from the Colorstay line, so you won't get as much of an evening of the skin, but it looks very natural. It does give you some sort of evening out, a little bit of coverage, and it stays so much more matte compared to other BB creams out there on the market. This is the shade Light Medium. It looks like it'd be a little peachy. It is a little peachy, but because the pigmentation is sheer, you don't have to be as concerned with getting an exact color match. And again, you can see a very skin-like finish on this product. Okay, for a step up in coverage, this product is by Estee Lauder. This is from their Double Wear line, and they have a Double Wear Light version. So it says this is a stay-in-place makeup, so this is great for being long wearing. It does help to mattify the skin. Usually long wearing and more matte products go more hand in hand. I find that products that are more matte, they stick to the skin more closely and last a little longer than something that is more watery or dewy. This shade that I have is Intensity 2. That's what it looks like, again, sort of a thin cream. And that's what the finish looks like. This will give you more coverage than either the BB cream or the Revlon Active Color Stay, but it's still on the light to medium side in terms of coverage. Okay, so I sort of swatched them and blended them out side by side so you can see a little bit of the difference. On the rightmost side here is the Revlon, in the middle is the Maybelline, and on the left here-ish is the Estee Lauder. Okay, next I'm going to show you several foundations that are pretty similar in terms of coverage. You can use less product or mix them with a lotion if you want more medium or sheer coverage, or you can build them up to get pretty full, heavy coverage. And so I guess I'll start with drugstore level ones. Again, from the Colorstay line, this is Revlon's Colorstay. There are two different finishes that you can get. Obviously, if you are oily combination, you want the oily combination formulation. And this is a very old bottle. I decanter my Colorstays into a bottle that has a pump on them. So this is sort of just what's remaining and kind of sitting on my shelf, but they have sort of updated the packaging, I believe. But everyone knows Revlon Colorstay, so I don't have to talk too much about it. I think the best match for me is 180 Sand Beige, but they have a really wide range of colors, which is nice. This is thicker in formulation, which is what contributes to it being more heavy coverage. And that's what the finish on this looks like. Just a little less natural and a little less skin-like, and of course, the more you build it up, the less natural the finish will be. And the other fuller coverage, long-wearing matte finish foundation from the drugstore that I really love is by Maybelline. This is their Superstay Makeup, the Microflex formula. I use the shade Sand Beige. It has a very similar consistency to the Colorstay foundation and same bottle type packaging. Right, and there's the finish on that one. And then the next two are more high-end foundations. The first one is Makeup Forever's Matte Velvet Plus foundation. This was all the rage a few years ago, and I think it's still one of the best foundations for the most matte finish that you could possibly get. It is a thicker cream formulation. What shade do I use? I don't know what shade I am. It's on the box, which I don't have with me, but usually I am the second or third lightest shade in a range. And there you can see this one is a little more noticeable in terms of the finish. It doesn't look quite as skin-like, but it definitely has that more full coverage to it. And then the second one is by Estee Lauder from their Double Wear line. This is the Stay in Place makeup. This is their regular, I think, I don't know if I would say original, but this is the standard one. I think they came out with the light version a little later, and they also have an even more full coverage version of this that comes in a deep navy blue tube. So it looks like this, but it comes in a tube that is a deep navy color, sort of like this shade right here. And that is, I forget if it's called camouflage or full coverage, or it's one step up from even this, which, you know, if you really have something that you need to cover up or some really special event, then, you know, that's an option for you. I haven't tested it enough to really have an opinion on it yet, so I didn't want to include it in this video, but this is a great option already for full coverage. This actually has a formula that's a little thinner than on any of the other fuller coverage foundations that I've shown you. It is definitely thinner and more liquidy in consistency. This is the shade 1W1 Bone, and I think this is actually a little light for my skin, but I do appreciate that it has a little bit of a yellow undertone, which my skin has. And there is what the shade and finish looks like up close. All right, and again, sort of side-by-side swatches, more so you can see the color differences. We have way over here on the first one, the Revlon Color Stay. Next to it is the Maybelline foundation. Then we move to the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus, and we finish with the Estee Lauder Stay in Place foundation. All right, I hope this helps you out if you have oily or combination skin. I did have for a few years in my life a period where I had extremely dry skin, and so I had to completely switch gears and figure out skincare products and makeup products that were better for dry, flaky, cracky skin. Crackling? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sort of patchy skin that cracks from dryness. Maybe I will do a corollary video for those types of products if I have enough of them laying around still. And yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. As always, I hope that this was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Blush and bronzers. You can see that there are 3 different shade combinations, and each palette or compact comes with 2 shades, a blush and a bronzer.